Sorry, guys. That was my fault. I forgot that Jubilee is copyright, and they'll take your stuff down if you if you play their stuff for too long. I thought that the person that made the clip actually made it so that it wasn't copyright. So sorry, guys, that was my fault. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's go to the video here. So guys, here, let's go to the actual video that's going to talk about Destiny getting demonetized. Here we go, guys. And let me drop the StreamYard link. Sorry, guys. That was my mistake. That hasn't happened in a long time, guys. Okay. So, guys, we are back. Guys, this is from LV Nation. So, guys, make sure to drop him a sub, So, here we go.
Fans want revenge. What do we do? And what's so interesting as a black man? One thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death. Fans want revenge. What do we do? And what's so interesting as a black man? One thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death, there wasn't rioting in the streets like it was after George Floyd. That's the one thing that I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death.
This one is personal to me because I've been one of those people that have been demonetized because apparently in 2023, my content was incendiary and harmful to my viewers. Now we are 2 years and a half later, and there were 2 assassination attempts to President Trump. There was an assassination that carried out to Charlie Kirk. There have been many other political mishaps or violence, for lack of a better word, on YouTube that I don't want to get banned again. And now, looking back at this, we have leftist streamer Destiny now gets banned off the YouTube partner program, or apparently he's suspended. I remember all that stuff happened after I was demonetized. I was the one harming my viewers. I was the one. Apparently, me, good old kid from the Bronx, not even that many followers, because it wasn't just me that got banned. There was many others. And we have now seen that these were the people that never got banned. These were the people that never got kicked off the YouTube partner program. These people never got demonetized. Their income never stopped. Mine stopped for 9 months because I was incendiary and I was harming my viewers. But look, I guess YouTube made the right choice. Now, we're going to be talking about leftist streamer Destiny, but I had to let you guys know exactly what happened to me in 2023. That kind of leads us to this point, right?
Guys, this guy has a lot of subs. He has 215K. See, you figure 2023, he probably had like 100K. Guys, that's a lot of money he was missing out on,
Right here, right now. That all of the things bad that have happened with leftists, why weren't they demonetized then? Were they keeping the eye on the wrong people like me and others that they demonetized? Leftist streamer Destiny, who recently refused to disavow political and motivated assassination of Charlie Kirk, has now been demonetized by YouTube. But it's not just that. He literally is on camera saying some of the wildest things. I'm actually going to play them for you so that way you really...
Crazy work, guys. Destiny's been saying crazy stuff for years, man. And it finally caught up with them. What happens, guys, is that these knuckleheads like Destiny, who just Forrest Gump their way into fame, their head gets so big. And they don't have any handlers, anyone telling them to shut up,
Realize where this comes from. And Elon Musk is now claiming responsibility for getting this guy off platforms to not get paid. He got demonetized on Twitter. He also got banned on Twitch. A lot of people are saying that he got banned from Twitch a long time ago. Some people are saying that it was now. It doesn't even matter. He's banned from Twitch, and now he's kicked off the YouTube partner program. But here's why. Here's why. Because Elon Musk is now calling for streamer Destiny to be thrown into prison for inciting murder following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. the comic goes and comes after. Destiny says, you need conservatives to be afraid of getting, you know what?
Look at that.
Actually, there's a clip that I want to play here. There's a clip that I want to play here during one of his streams. And I promise you, this is not the wildest thing that he has said. And mind you, this dude has made millions of dollars off YouTube. These people have made millions of dollars off talking like this for the last 4 or 5 years, probably longer. Again, I just come on here, I make political content, I give my side, I try to keep it calm. I never ever talk about being violent. In fact, I do otherwise, talk about Jesus and talk about being good. But here, what got him banned, also we're gonna go to what he said on Piers Morgan, that was the icing on the cake for America. Take a listen.
The crime statistics? Not exactly like
you need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I'm playing video games. Okay. I'm done today. I don't care.
Guys, before we continue on, I need you guys to listen up. This is very, very important. We recently covered a company called Western Star Resources here on with that United on the Fort Nevada. Exactly what West got to click. Now literally Elon Musk, the show. Yeah. So he said some wild stuff. And literally Elon Musk is coming out and he is trying to lead the party in this direction. He is trying to lead everybody to see what's going on here. Incitement to murder and domestic terrorism is a felony crime. For that, I should go to prison, said he should go to prison, said Musk, about Destiny and about what he had to say about conservatives. Here is recent arguments. He's getting called out by a Republican, getting called out here. Right to his face. Take a listen.
Here we go, guys.
That is Un-F America. By the way, he has a tour called Un-F America. Take a listen.
College first fucking life matter. Oh, I'm sorry. Kirk's fans want revenge. What do we do? And you know what's so interesting as a black man? One thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death, there wasn't rioting in the streets like it was after George Floyd. That's the one.
Exactly. Exactly.
What I know about Charlie Kirk's death. And it's so interesting that you want to cherry pick and nitpick and use odd examples that benefit you, but you deliberately want to have blind vision to see that the radical left ideology that has been influencing this country for the past 20 years.
Why did the DOJ remove from their website the study on radical, politically inspired violence over the past decade?
I have no knowledge.
You don't know anything.
He was getting confronted.
Yeah.
And
here it was, guys. I covered this on Wednesday, guys. Destiny getting cooked, guys. Anna Kasparian's dunking on him. Obviously, Andrew Wilson's just destroying him. You know, guys, what a joke. What a joke. Yeah, Steve, yep. Destiny, Hassan Piker, and the one Vosh douchebag. Guys, isn't it funny how all those knuckleheads roads lead to trying to diddle kids? You know? Guys, speaking of that, guys, one of the Warhammer 40K developers was talking bad about conservatives. Guys, what is going on, man?
And that's how that ended up. They just ended up going back and forth. But people are coming out to this tour that this guy has. While he's just been mocking Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk.
And I like how he's like, yeah, well, all Charlie Kirk did was stupid college tours. And Andrew Wilson's like, Destiny, you're doing a college tour right now. What are you talking about?
Been mocking everybody. He's been saying some wild things. And he's even getting called out by a leftist. She now calls herself independent, Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. And here's some of their back and forth, because even she believes that this guy has completely lost the plot. Take a listen.
I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time,
it's such a simple thing. If you're going to weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Let me understand. Your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others
How
are
does that make
using
any
her grief,
sense?
she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny, let me
TPUSA
explain.
ads to
Let
1
me
or 2
explain
days
something to
after.
you. If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said.
Yep.
Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved
That's fine.
away
And when
from
something I know, yes,
identifying
because
as
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just
so
said that you
embarrassing
don't
on the
think about
left.
how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody
it's
cares
not.
about somebody who
Now, guys, do you see this? This clown, you know, and you wonder why he got demonetized.
No,
grieving,
I understood
you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen to
hey,
be. The
maybe you should
weakness in their
step back for a
arguments.
couple of
No,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe you
not
should
about
take
the
some
way
time
I
to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I get
say,
treated
hey, let's
like
throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking to a guy
calling
who
for
said
civil
he'd be
war.
okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that
Right,
assassination
yeah,
attempt
and we're
happened.
talking to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
conservative media
There's no-
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck.
There you have it. They go at it. She's calling him out directly to his face. He is just flat out laughing at Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, being nasty, saying wild things about conservatives, that they need more violence. He's over here putting crying, laughing emojis at the grieving of Erica Kirk, the way she's grieving, the way she's mad. She's speaking about evil versus good, as if what happened to her husband was not evil at all. But the sad part about it is not this guy just being demonetized by YouTube and he plans on appealing this.
Yep.
It's now gone to politics. Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, all these people have gotten online and on TV to talk crazy. They're not bringing down the temperature at all. The same way that he would love for Trump to bring down the temperature. It's actually gotten much worse. In fact, I'm actually going to share with you a few clips of people following the example of a Destiny. In fact, these people aren't streamers. They're actually politicians. And here's what they have to say. Here's Maxwell Frost from Florida. Here's what he has to say. He's doubling down, literally saying exactly the same rhetoric that got us to this place. Take a listen.
Donald Trump doesn't want a democracy. He wants a throne, and his cronies are clearing the way. The president and his lapdogs here in the United States Congress, the vice president, the FCC chair, the attorney general, secretary of state, and congressional Republicans are implementing a dangerous agenda to punish their opposition. Fascism is not on the way. It is here.
Look at that.
The First Amendment is how generations of Americans, from civil rights activists to labor organizers, American worker, LGBTQ plus activists, have fought for progress, and it is our power.
Look at that.
Donald Trump doesn't want to.
So there you have it. There you have it. Flat out, this is what I think, in my opinion, got us to the place that we're at today. This is it. This is the type of, you think someone hearing this is not going to think to themselves that there needs to be something done about, hey, in our country, there's fascism. We don't want that. We have to exile that. Well, there's more. Tim Walz directly goes at it again. He goes off again. I'm not going to tell you what he says, but I just want you to Tim Walz, Tim Walz clearly didn't get the memo that basically about turning down the rhetoric. He's ranting about
now, guys, can you guys think of a bigger beta than Tim Walz?
Beta,
right? I mean, come on, guys.
The apocalyptic episode of Jimmy Kimmel getting yanked off air. He is saying this is apocalyptic. And he quotes, and I quote here, this is what he said. He said, if you ever wondered how democracy dies, you're witnessing it again. He says this is North Korea style stuff. Hello, ladies and
come on, man.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Gentlemen, what in the world do you think people are going to Imagine when you say stuff like this. But they've been saying this for the last 10 years, but really in the last campaign from Trump, that they really been pushing this and onto and into the American people to get these results that we're seeing today. You want to talk about incendiary? This right here saying that this is North Korea style stuff, and it's being done because this is a weak, thin-skinned man who's failing as president, and all things that he has promised are not happening. And this is exactly what dictators do. This is a terrible president, a terrible human being.
Look at that,
You
guys.
think that this is not incendiary behavior? I ask you to think twice. Destiny goes off and he's talking about conservatives saying all these things, but he's not the only one. He's the one that's been saying that conservatives need to be the one to bring down the temperature. But in fact, they haven't brought down the temperature on the other side. And last time I checked, as the young man said to Destiny's face, there aren't cities burning down. There isn't a civil war. There isn't anything happening but mourning and people praying. Let's not let it go any further than that. But I don't think your party is the one that wants to do it. But yet you argue on behalf of your party that they do want to be as peaceful as possible, or that they should be. But in reality, you don't want them to be. You want them to be exactly this. I pray for this country, man. I really do. I pray for this country because what we're witnessing is actually unbelievable.
Now, guys, this was the first time that I ever saw Andrew Wilson in Destiny. I think it was this one. Hold on. This was from 11 months ago. Hold on.
Guys, real quick, I want to also let sorry, what's her name? The girl in the middle?
I think this is the first time that I ever saw Andrew Wilson in Destiny on the same stream.
Lana, okay, I want to let Andrew answer Lana's question before we move on.
This doesn't like.
What would be an alternative to Me Too?
So I would
So I said, what would be an alternative to Me Too, guys?
try to move towards a patriarchal system where women were slowly phased out of the workplace altogether, and then that solves this problem.
Okay, how would we survive and live?
The same way that we survived and lived for most of our history, which is
Yeah, but
without
that
women
didn't work
inside the
because men would
workforce.
abandon their homes to go to other women. What the first divorce case was because the guy ditched his wife and his kids and went to be with another woman.
Which has what to do with anything?
I'm a widow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what would I
What does
do?
it have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything.
And what does it
How
have
are
to
women
do with
gonna
it?
Survive? How will they survive?
The
if
same
they're
way
not
that they've
working?
always survived without women in the workforce. There was not a problem with
How?
the survival before women were in the workforce. There
how
won't
they
be
have
a
it before,
problem
just
with
say that. How
survival
did-
post. Women are
No.
enabled to be in the workforce only through the usage of technology. If you look at the
Wait, wait, don't do this diatribe. Answer the question. How
I'm
would a woman?
trying-
Guys, was he not answering his question, right, guys? And guys, this is how this you guys. I'm gonna play this clip and then another, so you can see the difference between a person like Andrew Wilson who has some sense in Destiny, right, and how everything Destiny is the complete antithesis of what a man is. Okay, makes no sense.
Say a woman gets widowed. How does she survive?
She would probably remarry. But
Why
not
would you
only
wanna
that, the
remarry?
assets of the husband always have traditionally gone to the woman. Not only that, there's usually an obligation from the family of the person you were widowed from who's going
That's
to help
assuming
you out.
The man was doing everything right. Like the man was just working hard.
we
all the time,
can't
saving money, that he
assess
There you go,
had
guys.
we can't assess all of society just based
that's
on
how
what
it is
if
now.
risks of what if a meteorite strikes you. That's not
How many
fair.
men do you
And I'm
think
sorry.
right
Hang on,
now-
let me finish, lady. I'm sorry that a fucking meteorite might strike your husband and he might die, but we're not going to make a societal prescription based on that. That would be insanity. So yes, there's going to be some unfairness baked in, but we can't unfortunately alleviate all unfairness from every situation over all times. We can't do
Isn't
that.
it common right now that like the average savings rate is like negative for like people under 35? So basically every widow.
Yes, but if you cut the workforce in half, wages would go up. Goof.
No, under the age of like 35 or 40 is just fucked.
First of all, they're not fucked. If you were to reduce the women's participation in the workforce, you would see a massive increase in salary, more than likely for men. That would that follows, in fact.
No, it doesn't follow.
How does it not?
No, that is
It doesn't
true.
follow because the number one indicator of like countries becoming prosperous and successful is women entering the workforce and starting to own businesses. That's like one of the biggest indicators of it.
Destiny,
talking about
you're
$1
familiar
trillion.
with supply and demand, right? If you have
Yep.
less workers, do you have more of a supply of workers or less of a
You
supply?
understand that when you go
Answer
to
my
high
question
school-
like I just answered yours.
No, I'll answer your question.
Then just say
the
yes.
Supply and demand X graph is an incredibly crude and simplistic way to analyze markets. Yes, of course, if you remove all the women from the workforce, the men will get higher wages.
Then why the
However,
fuck did you
you've
just
also
argue
got
they
a-
wouldn't?
There you go, guys. You guys are noticing a pattern here. You notice why, like, almost every time that Andrew Wilson's anywhere, Destiny runs away. Destiny doesn't want to debate him at all. You know? Absolutely insane.
What?
Why did you just argue they wouldn't?
Because every single economist in the world agrees with me and not you, Andrew. So
Agrees
maybe
with
there's a
you about
better-
what? You just agreed with
that
me.
when women start to own businesses and enter the workforce. with a
Bro,
higher
you
percentage-
just agreed with me and my position that if all women were exited from the workforce tomorrow, salaries for men would skyrocket. You literally just agreed with that.
Trillion less
salaries-
dollars
yeah.
in our economy.
Salaries might increase,
Mhm.
Andrew. Do you think murdering half the U.S. population would be good for the economy? Because now,
What is he talking about? Do you guys see? Do you see?
Beta.
What is he? You want to murder all the women? You think you want to murder all the women, Andrew? Because I'm a total beta and don't know how to argue my point? Please.
now you've got
That's a
half the
red.
workforce-
What happens so hang on. So phasing women out for one thing. There's a massive distinction between that and murdering half the population. But assuming that we granted your hypothetical and half the population was somehow murdered, salaries would still increase for the half that were here. Yes, Destiny.
No,
And
that's
what would
not.
happen to
That's just not how it
productivity?
works.
Yes,
There's
that.
no
Then why did you
You
just
will
get done
not
saying that? That's how it
No,
works.
I didn't get done saying. You're using a high school supply demand graph to analyze an entire worker economy. Workers are a supply in the economy. Generally, for an economy, when you increase your supplies, you increase the standards of living, you increase the GDP, you increase wages across the board. Here's a question, Andrew. If we
So you
look-
just
if we
agreed
look
with
at-
me again.
No, I didn't.
Guys, look at that dabs. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, guys, we're on the road to I forget where we're at, guys. We are on the road to 24K, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, guys, we are doing good. Doing really, really, really good.
Andrew, I agree with you that the very crude supply demand graph might seem to support what you're saying, but there's a whole bunch of reasons why a crude supply and demand graph would never explain it's something entirely like wage markets for an entire society. That's absurd.
You just listen. You've agreed with me in every way you possibly can. You just keep deferring to, but there's other complexities which might come in. Okay, fair enough. There might be some other complexities that come in, but men's salaries, if women exited the workforce tomorrow, would increase drastically. There's no way around that.
And then they would decrease. Yes, your consumer base would fall, your overall level of wealth would fall, your overall, like everything.
Why would your consumer base fall?
Women entering the workforce has brought so much money to the economy. When
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
You guys, women have always worked. They've worked in a more localized economy, right? So they worked a retail at the local markets, or they were working on farms, or they were, typists and stuff. But they weren't working in all of the same fields, well, in a general amount of the fields as men. You know what I'm saying? And having to commute and leave their children and daycare and all this foolishness,
compare it to like if women were never, those changes never happened. So the economy has 100% been benefited by women entering the workforce.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You guys know how we know that's BS? Guys, put a yes or a no if you agree with that. That the economy has increased since women jumped in the workforce. Guys, no, it hasn't. Because, guys, two words, childcare. Hey, guys, put the average cost of childcare a month for one child in your area. I don't care if you got to Google it or if you know how much it is. Guys, I was in DC. The average cost of childcare was like $2,300 a month for one kid. In the 80s, when I was growing up, there was no paying $2,300 a month for childcare because there were still housewives who would take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? There was, even though women were working, there were still enough housewives that had a side hustle running daycares. Now there's no housewives left, and you got to take your kids to some $2,300 a month child care center where Consuela and Glocktavia are getting paid a minimum wage to watch your kids. Guys, drop a like on the stream. Guys, hit the StreamYard link for anyone who wants to come on up. You know, whiteout. I think there is going back. I think there is. And what that's going to take, guys, is an intervention. Guys, put a 1 if you watch Intervention. Guys, an intervention for a junkie is creating an artificial rock bottom where the family intervenes and says, if you don't get off drugs, we're never going to talk to you again. Okay? Men have to walk away enough to where things get so bad that they have to come back. They have to drag themselves across broken glass. That's what it's going to take. You know?
Why?
Hold on. No, wait. This isn't even up for debate. I'm sorry. Where are all of these? I'm sorry. Answer this. Where are all of these hyper-competitive countries that don't let women in the workforce because they want to be more competitive on the world stage? Can you name like one?
You mean nations which are in the West? They're all egalitarian, and so they've all pushed for this. However, we can. Yeah, and I'm answering your question. We can look at the markers before women entered in the workplace, and we were very prosperous.
First of all, no, we're not.
Yes, we were. We were very prosperous.
Where are the countries that are out competing everybody else because they're like, we're not going to let our women enter the workforce because it's better for our country? Give me one.
Okay, again, you're making.
Andrew answer, and then we'll go to you.
Listen, there's a distinction to be made here. That even if I can't,
no, you're rambling.
So I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
See, yeah, see how Destiny argues like a chick. You know? Spacious is right, guys. That's why they say feminism's a death cult. You know? Honestly. Because just everywhere it pops up, birth rates drop, and civilizations are on the decline. So
the truth. Right now, currently in existence in the West.
And then he has these chicks.
One because of
these chicks he's caping for
egalitarianism. But I can still use the historic marker to show that those same nations, before women entered the workforce in mass, were quite prosperous.
Sorry.
I think it's like a decent point.
How did that not answer your question?
Because he asked you for an example of a country today that exists.
All Western.
Oh, he said he didn't say today.
Other nations were prosperous even before women entered the workforce. All of them.
You're giving me the argument that like women entering the workforce is like I don't know, has made it so reality TV has appeared. You're just correlating two things that aren't necessarily.
That's basically true. That is basically the only thing that's
related to each other. The way that you would study this in econ is you wouldn't go, what was it like 500 years ago? And now let's compare it today.
We're talking about 60 years ago, you dunderhead.
Compare one country to other countries.
In econ, you wouldn't look at the historic standards? I think you would.
No, you would never look. No, you don't look at. That's why when
you don't look at historic standards.
No. Open the NBR. Open any econ study ever. You don't say like, oh well, 50 years ago, what was it like? Let's see how this. Like, for instance, when you do minimum wage experiments, you go state by state. You pick placebo cities.
So when a Keynesian economist. Sorry, goes to the goes it. If a Keynesian, hang on, stop. Whatever economist you want, but I'll just say Keynesian. If a Keynesian economist goes in and to a government position and he wants to offer economic solutions, wouldn't he appeal to Keynes and Keynes markets and solutions? And those market solutions are going to be based on those standards from that. What do you mean?
No, you don't go up to a guy and go, hey, what about Keynes? Hey, what about the 1950s?
You do.
No.
Look at that, guys, because he doesn't know what he's talking. Guys, do you see? Do you guys see? And somehow this dunderhead has made a career of debating. And I think when Andrew Wilson came into his orbit where he really started started looking like an absolute clown.
No, you okay.
For
Well, first of all,
economics,
you
of course you do.
No, you
I'll
don't.
even
No,
grant
you
you that. But they would highlight examples of, hey, this country implemented Keynesian economics or economic policies, and this is how it played out.
No, we don't use a historic standard. Remember, Destiny just said you don't ever look at a historic standard when it comes to the economy. It's the most. That is the dumbest single thing I have ever heard in my life. By the way,
policy.
I have never heard anything that stupid in my life. Now, I want to ask you, Corey. Do you think that it's unwise to look at historic standards when you're making economic policy, Corey?
Across the board, universally, no, there are some lessons to be learned from history. But to Destiny's point, like making economic policy today, generally speaking, is driven by data generated today and looking at other policies.
Yes, but you're still looking at a historic standard and you're comparing the data. That way you know which is good and which is bad policy.
Can you give me an example?
How can you
guys? Do you see how they're gonna guys? I want you to put a 1 if you agree. All the guys on this panel, other than Andrew Wilson, are betas. This guy, he's debating like a chick. Desi knows he's cooked, but he actually can't sack up and say, "Yeah, I was right." Conrad, what's up, dude? Guys, thanks for coming into the new stream since the old one got taken down. So
make a policy for the future
piece of econ research that's looking back to the 1950s for modern day insight into how we should be doing government policy.
Oh yeah, well that's done all the time. Of course. Of
then
course.
you should be able to name one time. It's
yeah.
done.
Well, I can send over tons of data that goes over 100 years of economic policy.
I
just did. Keynesian economics, Austrian economics.
That's not a policy. That's not anything.
No, hang on. The Keynesian economics is our current policy, Destiny.
You're fuck. Oh God. Why am I getting
cooked? Red Door said the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's facts, guys. It's facts. Right?
Hated by this. I'm sorry.
Depending on like what their gender is.
Okay, so
It's as simple
this
as that.
from
And one of the marker of masculinities is a larger body.
California. You can pull this up because it'd be easier for me than sending it. But California State University, Fullerton. There was no nuance in their results at all. Out of 0 out of 160 women surveyed showed a statistical preference for weaker men. 0 out of 160 surveyed.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, hold on.
Why do you? But I mean,
Okay,
why would you
wait,
think that would be? What do you think their answers were?
Sorry, none of this has any.
So this chick's trying to argue that women like weaker men.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
I'm fully granting that women tend to be attracted to markers of masculinity. What I'm doing is rejecting your weird psychoanalytic narrative that the reason that they're specifically attracted to his physical size is because there's a sneaky part of them that's being like, oh god damn, I'm really excited for when he dominates me.
But what?
That, especially globally, right? What Grace is saying.
Well, she didn't just say that. She also said it's because of markers of protection and being able to protect you and all that stuff.
Hold on. What she's saying is that because there's a sexual desire to be dominated in women, which is common, and I've already granted that generalizes to all parts of women's life.
And you know, feminists hate that, right? Right, guys? You know that they can't stand that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. When they find out that a lot of these chicks, guys, you know what? Guys, put a 1 in the chat. If you were in college or whatever, and there was some feminist chick, some like, control freak chick, or even at work, there was like a lawyer, some female professional, right? All this.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
And you guys start dating, you start messing around, and then she lets you know that her whole thing is, rough stuff, if you know what I mean. It happens all the time.
It implies that in like the day-to-day interaction.
So obviously,
Destiny hasn't talked in like 20 minutes.
If you want to be dominated by somebody sexually, you also want to be dominated by them in your life.
That's
clearly
ridiculous.
obvious.
No, that might be your experience, but that is not the average experience.
If that's your relationship with a man sexually, it would also be your relationship with him outside of the bedroom as well.
No, I don't know. That's where I got to delineate. That's where I have to delineate too.
Alex, what is your number one?
Wait, let Destiny talk. He hasn't talked.
Yeah. Okay. chances are we are a sexually dimorphic species. There's some traits that men have, there's some traits that women have. Just because somebody has a preference for a trait doesn't mean that you can ascribe some causal link.
Here we
or
go,
bias to that
guys.
preference. If it was the case that men grew fucking horns and women didn't, women would probably be attracted to nice horns. Not because men could wrestle with them or stab things with them, but just because that's going to be a difference between men versus women. Why do men have a preference for short women? Is there some advantage for us for women being short? There's not, but being short seems.
Yes, there is. Because guys, once again, if she's smaller than you, it's easier for you to protect her, right? If there's arrows being shot at her, or someone's like, you can get in the way of her instead of instead of being that one 5'2", 400 pounds female Secret Service agent who hid behind Orange Man. You guys remember that?
Be like a cool thing because you're like, oh, cool, because it's a feminine thing, because it's a way that we're different.
But
Just
Destiny,
because we're
that
different
means
in
that
some
you
ways.
can dominate them if they're
Sure,
small.
just because we're different in some ways doesn't mean that there's like a function to why we want that certain difference.
There you go, guys. See, I told you guys.
Beta.
Look at that. That's Destiny for you, right? You guys, he's been on the internet for like 16 years saying this crap. Absolutely insane.
Just to highlight for the ways that we're different from one another. Why do men like women with nice asses? You don't feed kids with your butt. It doesn't actually do anything. There's no function to it.
Yeah, but
so no, just because there's a preference for a difference on a thing doesn't mean that you can go ahead and unload that and ascribe that to a whole bunch of different reasons for.
But don't you think that there's a distinction in preference if people who are surveyed about what their reasons are, and in the survey you have like 160 women and they all say they prefer this trait, versus kind of the mixed bag of some women saying, or some men saying, I like shorter women.
Most women are going to prefer taller men. Most men are probably going to prefer shorter women.
Destiny, but that's ridiculous. You're just saying they prefer taller men because they prefer taller men. That's not an argument.
Yes.
Why do they like them being tall?
You're the one that's unfortunately you're trapped into
What
a
is
world
it
where
that
you're
women
loading.
like about looking up at a guy? What is it?
It might just be that you just like the fact that the guy is taller. That it literally.
Look at Destiny.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
So disingenuous, man. He's such a clown that is hard to watch. Guys, he's doing a college tour just like Charlie Kirk was doing. Where Charlie was clear and concise with his language. He was respectful and nice. Destiny's none of that. She's an absolute dunderhead.
So hard, you know.
Why
the
do you
answer.
think
Never mind.
female mooses are super into like mooses with big antlers? Do you think it's because when they look at the male moose with big antlers, she's like, oh God, this male moose can dominate me? No, it's because the antlers have been sexually evolved to cue masculinity and testosterone levels, and which she's selecting for like strong partners to like lead to good offspring. The idea of like applying all this extra Freudian shit is just your stuff. This is like the whole problem with Evo Psych. We just try to imbue a whole bunch of stuff into it. When it's like, because it evolved, because they evolved as different markers. We prefer tall men.
But you're the one using
marks
Evo Psych.
masculinity.
What do you mean? You're the one using Evo Psych. So the thing is like, if we're
How did I
talking
know- how did
if
I
we're
not
talking
think that?
about
I'm so defeated.
surveys, if we're talking about
Andrew, you did it
we're
again.
talking about surveys, well, it's always easy with you, Erudite. But if we're talking about surveys and movies,
Guys, this knuckleheaded broad, this erudite chick, Andrew has destroyed this chick so many times, and she keeps coming back for more. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Like he just gets these idiots to just spurg out, and then they look like clowns, and then they're all, "I'm so mad."
a moose can't tell you why. A moose can't tell you why they prefer the moose with big antlers, but men and women can tell you why they prefer these things. That's the distinction.
Okay. Hold on. My bad. Then I completely concede the point. I didn't know that. Can you show me the survey you have where women said that they prefer tall men because they want to get dominated? I'll wait for that. Once you.
That's not what he
women-
said.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
you
that
do
means
every
something.
survey. This is why you guys suck so much.
Oh,
You
so
talk
now
about-
the
No,
data doesn't matter.
Ask
Oh,
any
okay,
woman. Ask
okay.
anyone.
Look, when the
Okay.
data agrees
Now
with
the
me,
data
it's
doesn't matter.
very valid, and you science boys
Oh,
should
it's
like
so
it. But now when it
ridiculous. We have
doesn't
to look
agree
at
with
data.
me,
Why do women like
science is a
Gotcha.
joke.
My bad. Okay. I
Why
thought you
do
were making
men
an
like
argument.
breasts? Do you need a study on why men like breasts, Destiny? Why do men like?
Spacious, that's a good question. I don't know. I actually don't know what I stream in. I had to go to my settings and figure that out. Hold on. Let me see. Can I change this? Oh yeah, guys, I can stream at a higher resolution. Yeah, guys. So remind me in the Discord, and I'll do that. So
Breasts.
I don't know. You tell me.
I
What's
actually
attractive about them?
I don't, probably because again it's a difference in species between it's a sexually dimorphic.
creepy. It actually was, and it was announced that Destiny was demonetized. Hold on. Yeah, it's like all in the news. Google's saying it. Times of India is saying it. All these, yeah. So it's actually true. People on Twitter had it confirmed, and then Destiny came out and said it too. So
Difference between men
What
and
is
women.
the
So
difference that it signals? What is the difference between a
it
man's
literally
chest
does
and a
not
woman's
single.
chest?
It does not single anything.
Wait,
Yeah, you would think that because you're fucking
female.
gay.
Look at that! Look at that, guys! Hold on, watch, guys! Here, look!
What is the difference between a
It
man's
literally
chest
does
and a
not
woman's
single.
chest?
Hold on. Let's watch this. It's super slow motion.
It does not single anything.
Wait,
Yeah, you would think that because you're fucking
female.
gay.
Wait.
Guys, yo, dude, yeah, I gotta clip this, dude. Let's go. Yo, whoever this chick is, man, let's go, dude.
All
The
it
problem
signals
Destiny,
is
Grace,
female.
hold on, wait, Grace,
signal-
what do you think, Grace?
breast
What do you
signal
think?
nurturing, literal feeding of children,
No,
femininity,
So Destiny, the
softness.
number one
Grace,
reason, the number one
Grace,
reason given in
Grace,
these surveys is
Grace,
because they
Grace,
feel more
Grace,
protected
Grace,
by them.
Grace, that's
not
great.
the
That's
same
not
thing as
dominating
domination.
somebody. Grace, do you think that
It
having bigger boobs
absolutely
means you
is.
can feed your
No,
kid better?
it's not.
No, I don't think bigger boobs has a sign of breastfeeding, but it's obviously a sign that somebody has is extremely feminine. Your body does reflect your soul,
Hold
your
on,
personality.
I agree, Grace.
But I'm
I
talking
agree
about
with you.
breasts in
Grace,
general.
Grace,
Breasts
Grace,
in general.
Grace, I agree with what you're saying. You just made my whole argument. You said that it's because they're feminine. Yes, it's the difference between a male and a
Yes.
female trait.
But
Yes,
you can't just say feminine and get away with it. Feminine means submissive.
that's what you just said. You said more feminine.
submissive.
That is correct. No,
Okay,
feminine
so
doesn't necessarily mean any of those things.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
That's why
please.
like that the boobs also signify that they're weaker, right? And nobody's gonna take a girl in armor seriously, right? Because they've got this
You're
boobs
just
and ass
sounding like a
flailing
retarded
around,
stuff.
right?
Stuff.
They're
The
The
weak
problem
physically.
with this whole panel
You should.
Okay.
You don't have
is
to
I
talk about
can't
it
make
knowledge.
arguments
You could
because they
say-
get conflated with
you
Grace's
can talk
arguments.
about it in terms of just guidance.
So it's actually
If
better for
somebody's
me
going
to
to
not say
protect you,
anything
you're also going to
because
rely on
otherwise
them
my
for
arguments will
guidance.
just get conflated with her
If somebody is
arguments.
going to feed your
question that you are begging is saying
That's
how
not
do you pull
question
two
begging, you
contradictory-
idiot.
Yes, it is.
Well, tell me what
Yes, it
question
is.
begging is.
You know, guys, this is another thing that Andrew Wilson does. And guys, you'll put a 1 if you've noticed this, right? Let's run through. Andrew Wilson doesn't let you throw terms around because he knows that people don't know what the hell it means. And he doesn't let you throw debate terms around, and he doesn't let you misuse a lot, the laws of logic and stuff. So he doesn't let someone say he's begging the question. He doesn't let them say that that's like an argument from ignorance. He'd be like, tell me what an argument from ignorance is. And then, guys, what's their response? They beg the question. Well, you tell me, you dummy. Come on, man. That's begging the question. What are you talking about?
I don't even know. Tell me what it is.
You tell me.
Begging the question, right? He is. What's begging a question? You tell me. That's begging the question. What are you doing?
Oh, I tell you what it is. You accused me of it. Tell me what it is. Tell me what question begging is. Tell me what it is.
Wait, just let her respond.
Yeah, she's not going to answer
She's
that
not going
question
to.
either. Tell me
She's
what
not
it is.
gonna. And guys, this is why Andrew Wilson he annihilates Destiny every time. Because Andrew speaks slowly. He speaks concisely. His speech is efficient. He doesn't waste words. He listens, and then he builds his argument, and then he just goes for the finishing blow every single the coup de grace every single time.
Bro, you do
You're
this
not gonna
thing
do it.
in every fucking
Not
thing
gonna
where
do
you
it.
ask 60, hold on, you ask 60,000 questions. You pivot and weasel away from
No, I
everything.
just ask you
Notice how
straight questions you
weaseled
won't
away-
answer.
Notice how you weaseled away from the conversation about your
Happy to
sleep
have that
deprivation?
conversation too, but you accused me of
You
question
asked
begging.
90 are you going to let me answer?
You
that?
accused
Keep
me.
interrupting me and building your narrative. Are
There you
gonna
go.
keep interrupting
You
me?
can't-
You guys notice she still hasn't answered the question?
Yeah, accuse me of a fallacy, then not tell me the fallacy. Tell me the fallacy.
Okay, guys, wait, hang on.
Okay. Can I take a stab at this? Okay.
She still didn't answer. And Destiny probably Googled it.
You can absolutely hold two different quote unquote set of ethics. You're not holding contrary sets of ethics, though. What you can understand is you can have a system of morals that stands in contradiction to the law. For instance, a Catholic might believe that it's immoral to consume pornography, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a Catholic would prescribe that it changes the law in the country that they're in, right? In a way, you could read
That's not
this as
the
a
argument.
render.
You guys, you can't have two competing set of ethics. You can't. You can't do it. Guys, if I think that killing is wrong, even I think it's wrong. Now, there's legal reasons why you can kill someone, self-defense or whatever. But ethically, I still think it's wrong. And necessity might make you go against your ethics, right? So, like, I think any taking of a life is wrong. That's my personal ethics, guys. But if someone breaks into my house, or if I'm in a war, sorry, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's necessary. It goes against my ethics, but necessity, it is what it is.
The Caesar. What?
That's
Hold on.
not
No, it doesn't seem to be the argument because you're conflating the law and
doesn't seem
morality.
to be
So when you
because
ask
it's not.
somebody, when you ask somebody, do you consider it a sin when somebody does something else? Generally, what is or isn't a sin is something that you're concerned with, and you're concerned with other people in your faith. Personally, I've never been in the business of or seen other Christians, at least, maybe for Muslims it's different, maybe for Jews it's different, maybe for other people it's different, is trying to evaluate. I'd never in my life, I took 4 years of fucking Catholic high school, 8 years of Catholic grade school. Never once did we have a class we went through, what do Muslims do that's sinful? What do Jewish people do that's sinful? We've never done that before. We're concerned with what are sins in our society, the Christian church, the Catholic Church specifically. What does the Catechism say? What does your preacher say?
Okay,
And
that's
then where
great.
it
But
starts and
repeat
stops.
my
So the
argument
question- hold on,
back
hold
to
on,
me.
Let me hold on.
You're arguing against a straw man.
No. You've traveled like 20,000 different.
I haven't
acres
traveled
arguments.
anywhere.
Well, you-
Repeat
you
my
haven't covered
argument
so
back
long
to
as you
me.
Say it, it's true.
And then
Okay,
argue
okay,
against
okay,
that.
right.
I just want a good faith debate. Tell me my
I'm
argument.
trying to answer.
Then
You don't
tell
have to
me
make
my
you're trying to give me
argument.
questions. I can talk just as much as you want, okay? I'm just trying to lay
Tell
down
me my
some basic-
argument, Destiny.
It sounds like your argument was it is impossible for a person to have one set of ethics and not condemn another person in
No,
society.
that's
for
not
an
my
action that would be
argument.
con-
My
Okay,
argument.
Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. I'm going to leave. Alex, make him shut the fuck up for 2 seconds, okay?
Look at that, guys. Guys, is that how a man argues? Right? He's such a turd, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, who listens to Destiny? Why?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Or else he's
Let me
gonna
finish.
run.
Okay, this was your argument, unless you're having an episode, in which case, go get some antipsychotics. Your argument, because your questions to Kyla were, how can you believe that this thing is okay in society, but you personally don't believe it? It seems to be a contradiction that you're saying
That's not
society
my
can have
argument.
one set of ethics. Shut the fuck up, you retarded
Then
fuck. Let me
fucking
finish
tell me my
statement.
argument, you dumb blue-haired
I can't
gremlin.
even finish a fucking
What are you gonna
sentence.
do,
Like,
run? What are you gonna do, run?
I'm gonna mute all of you guys. Okay, let's just go one at a time. Let's let Destiny finish this point, then you can respond to it, Andrew.
Keep Andrew muted because he cannot
I mean,
stop
just-
doing this
Jesus
bad
Christ, I can't even finish a
Okay.
single fucking statement. Okay,
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so
Destiny.
Andrew's
Just keep Andrew muted. Just keep Andrew muted. He can't make the secret sound quiet. Please.
You stupid woman.
line of questioning was trying to expose that Kyla had an inability to condemn anybody for sin because it seemed like she held the double standard that society could have one set of ethics and she can have a personal one, which is why Andrew was asking questions like, oh, well, do you think that this lifestyle is sinful? And then Kyla would say, well, no, I don't think so for me. Well, what about for other people? I don't judge Christians. That's why he went down the line of questioning of, is murder wrong? Is anything wrong? Because it seems like under your current system, whatever you do, you're unable to fundamentally say any particular action is wrong. And then Kyla tried to say something about utilitarianism, and he said, well, how do you hold contrary sets of ethics? That was what—
Guys, how much Adderall all do you think Destiny takes, right?
The entire argument was, in my opinion, I think the reason why you're running into such a difficult to answer question here is because you're conflating what is the law or what is legally permissible with what is ethical. Now, no, the Andrew's going to say, no, I was talking about ethics the whole time, but that's not truly what we're talking about, because the idea, now this is where I go into my personal opinion, the idea that as a Christian,
He's going
you
to
could
speed talk,
condemn
but I'm
somebody
not going to let him
else
get off the
for not
hook.
following your Christian ethics, that's just a
He can
very
spurt
bizarre
talk
statement
all he
to me.
wants,
In my
but
personal
watch.
opinion,
One question.
from how I learned Christianity or Catholicism, usually when you're criticizing other people's
This diversion
inability
doesn't
to hold
work
to the
with
Ten
me.
Commandments, the
I've seen
Beatitudes,
this like
whatever
100
set of ethics we're
times.
talking about in terms of Christianity,
100
you're saying
times.
things like God
I'm gonna pin
commands
him
us to
down
do this.
right away.
God commands you to do that. These are the Beatitudes. These are the commandments. These are what the priest says. Blah 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 blah.
Guys, he's just
Usually
going and
compelling
going and
somebody
going and
within
going
their
and going.
faith. So it's a very difficult question to ask from a religious point of view: is how do you condemn somebody else's morals that is outside of your faith? All you can do at that point is appeal to the law, and your ethics probably don't have to be exactly matching with what the law is. For example, in the case of smoking cigarettes or pornography. That's my thing.
Okay, great. Now, to address my argument was really simple. I asked Kyla a simple question. I asked
Wait,
you the
hello?
same thing.
What just happened?
So hang on,
Oh, okay.
right? Because Alex muted me again. But that wasn't my question. It wasn't my argument, which is why I asked you in good faith to repeat my argument back to me. That way we could have the productive conversation. But what I asked specifically is, can you hold two different sets of moral values, and both of them can be true at the same exact time if they conflict with each other? Meaning, if and Kyla
stated what I just
stop.
said.
No, you said ethics, you goof.
Because you didn't answer this
Wait,
question.
Destiny, what
You
love's
didn't
gonna
answer.
come?
You spurred and talked a lot, but you actually didn't answer this question. The question is, if one conflicting moral value structure says that it's okay to murder and another one does not, and you're a Christian, say it's not okay to murder, and you're, let's say, utilitarian who does, only one of those can be true. Yes or no, Destiny?
Yes.
Yes.
Problem,
Thank
as
you.
I restated, the problem was you're not holding, when we talk about murder.
What a clown. Now, guys, here you go.
On September 18th, Destiny, a political streamer on Kick, shared a brief video on X expressing concerns about his YouTube channel's future. He revealed that his channel had been broadly demonetized without a specified reason and speculated that it might soon face a permanent ban in the following clip.
I feel like my YouTube is going to get permaban soon because I got like broad demonetized yesterday for that I didn't even cite a video. So I don't know. I'll appeal it. We'll see what happens. Demonetized yesterday for that I didn't even cite a video. So I don't know. I'll appeal it. We'll see what happens. But I mean, if Kimmel is getting canceled from ABC, I don't know.
Destiny mentioned plans to appeal the decision, but seemed skeptical about the outcome, drawing a comparison to late-night host Jimmy Kimmel's cancellation from ABC. This announcement followed a controversial statement he made on September 16th during a live stream. Reacting to Twitch streamer Hutch's broadcast, Destiny remarked that conservatives need to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events, suggesting that such fear could prompt them to seek leadership that would turn down the temperature. The comments quickly gained traction on platforms like Reddit, X, and TikTok, leading to widespread criticism. Many users accused him of promoting political violence, with some referencing the assassination of a conservative figure as a consequence of such rhetoric.
Community member of ours, as a matter of fact, passed away a couple days ago. Asmongold's dad, Asmon Dad, unfortunately succumbed to a battle with pancreatic cancer. And he said, a few days ago, my father passed away. It's difficult for me to even find the words for the emptiness it leaves me with. He was my last family member in the state, and I was there with him until the end. I will endure, but I don't think I'll ever be the same. I love you, Pa, he says. His dad was a pretty chill dude. I never actually personally met him, but I know he was. Happy birthday.
How he goes from "you're responsible for your mother's" to "my condolences to your father." Nothing but a PR move so he can claim he won politics. We're all still human. It's fine to disagree with each other, but it should.
Yes, Hassan Piker's a total goof. Yeah, 3K is correct, guys. YouTube still makes money off your channel, demonetized or not.
Never result in.
Probably activating.
I felt that part of my body like work before I tune out my
What is all this? Okay, so guys, let's go here. I think I had another one here. Okay.
Which is that men are the ones maintained by women.
So this is where Destiny starts crapping on blue collar guys. You know what I'm saying? Look at this.
You think that in a society without men, women couldn't do these things?
Yes.
Like you're picking
Yes.
the most, not to
Yes.
sound mean, but
Yes,
like
I
you're
think they
picking like the
couldn't.
bottom. These are the bottom men of society. These are
guys.
Not to be mean, but these are the bottom of the all men.
Electricians are the bottom of society. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. Andrew will.
You see what he just said? You see what he just said? Electricians are the bottom of society. These men that keep society going are the bottom of society, guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Hey, anonymous man, do you know that as a tow truck driver that you're the bottom of society according to Destiny?
Well, he likes the bottom, so. Dude, it doesn't matter how much money this guy has, how much clout he's got. He's still a loser, dude. He was a loser in high school. He was a loser everywhere. Screw this guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's unbelievable. Like just how this guy talks as well. Like he's so just an absolute natterbox. Like he never slows down when he's speaking. He must be on drugs. He has to be.
On Adderall.
And it's like every autistic kid like that wasn't cool. Because it's cool autistic kids, right? You know, and they're like this is like one of these annoying
are the kids,
guys.
Yeah, there's cool autistic kids who will like own you in Call of Duty, or they're really good at poker, or they'll if you play 40K against them, or like Magic.
Oh
they'll
yeah,
like
plenty of
destroy
those.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, you know what I mean? But yeah.
And it's like, I love how like Andrew's just like completely cool and collected. It takes a lot to actually get that guy riled up.
Yeah. Yep.
Wilson from the Crucible absolutely destroys Destiny in this heated debate. And in this clip, Destiny and Andrew Wilson clash over the patriarchy and men's roles in society. As the Wiki Warrior Destiny keeps trying to win a point, and Andrew Wilson just chops down Destiny again and again. And eventually, Destiny goes into full tantrum mode, and it's hilarious, folks. Let's jump in.
Failing.
How are they failing?
Yeah, but you just said you were safe, Angela, so I don't know that they're failing, right? I don't know if that's...
It's just right now we like the way that society works. We have a whole like it's men don't do anything. It's the massive institutions that we've created around our countries that ensure rights. You don't get rights from men. You get rights from the protections that the institutions of government have guaranteed you, right? There are men in all sorts of different countries, but the rights that women have afforded to them dramatically vary from country to country, regardless of what man is going to protect them. You know, you might have the strongest male defender ever in Afghanistan, but it doesn't mean you're going to college if you're a woman there.
Guys, Destiny's argument here is going to show that he's never been in danger. He's never been in a fight. He's never done any manual labor. He never played sports. He's never done anything. He has to be the most pathetic excuse for a male. I'm not going to even call him a man. He's a male, okay? Because guys, he is such a goof. Like,
does he understand force doctrine?
Not at all. Not at all. Because he has what I call the arrogance and the ignorance of abundance. He's only lived in a country where he had shelter and food and water and electricity, you know?
Hasn't even had a job where he actually be in physical danger either.
Yep. It's true.
And also just when you compare country to country and you're looking for like what are the most successful countries, it's not the ones with the most alpha men or the most manly men protecting the rights. It's generally you're looking for things like do women.
It is because women's rights get protected by males. What are you talking about?
Have access to birth control, and are they participating in the economy? So I don't know. It's just like it's a very crude argument.
Well, there's a bunch of things that are kind of smuggled in there, right? So the first thing is kind of smuggled in is you talk about institutions being the protectors of rights. Institutions are just a coalition of people, individuals. They're going to rely on the enforcement arm also of men. You say it's not masculine men who are defending these rights. However, it is masculine men who are in the military, in law enforcement, things like this, who are the enforcement arm of these rights, who these government institutions rely heavily on in order to enforce what their will is. So it always does come down to enforcement.
Do you think then that the countries where women have the most rights are the countries with the most masculine, strong men?
So they're not mutually exclusive or non-exclusive.
I didn't say they're mutually exclusive. I'm asking because you make it sound like it's just strong men that grant rights. So does that mean that if I were to look at all the women's rights in the world,
there's a problem there? There's a smuggling again where you say strong masculine men are the only ones doing them. I'm just saying men is the default are the ones who are doing this.
Wait, but why you say men are the default? Like we can run that back a little bit more reductively. Shouldn't it be 6 feet or taller men? Like don't all men that are 5'8" and lower get their rights from men that are 6 feet and taller?
No, because the average height of a man's 5'9". You absolute dunderhead. What is going on, guys? What is going on?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
The fact that we even have to have this argument shows how disconnected that some of these just soy boys are from reality, guys. You know?
Well, it's because they can't actually enforce anything on their own. And and you know what annoys me? He says like, oh, what about all these other countries? I'm like, sorry, dude, like Destiny, you have to understand, all these other countries are dumps.
Yeah.
They're absolute dumps that like they don't like. To me, the most masculine thing really is to protect a good woman, a woman who's actually really good. As long as it doesn't like where it's stupid. Where you've got like 5 guys, right? If it's a one-on-one, mono a mono, that's fine.
Well, good women are in short supply because
a
lot of us red pill guys, you look at the market out there and you just choose to disengage, right? But I've asked this once before. Red pill guys is even a lot of MGTOWs. If they could get the same women that our grandfathers and fathers got, even they wouldn't be MGTOW anymore. If they actually had a woman who would reciprocate, who was a ride or die, who wouldn't screw them over like women in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you remember, guys, red pill and stuff is a reaction to the feminist chicks we have now. You know what I'm saying? If you guys lived in like Southeast Asia or Africa or the Middle East where divorce is not just frowned upon but oftentimes impossible, and dudes don't get screwed over in court, and dudes have a right to their children, and guys actually had things in their favor, I guarantee most guys would actually be in relationships and get married because there would be a net benefit. But there's nothing like that in the West. It's mostly risk, So
no.
Why not?
Because they don't have a non-equalization on force. A 5'8" person can defend themselves against a 6-foot person.
In general, do you think that's true?
Yes.
I think that there are some advantages, but if you're going to do that, then on average,
no, not
we
some
have
advantages. I'm saying on average, if we look at combat sports with no weight classes, do you think 5'8" men are defending?
Well, hang on. So if we're going to use averages, then let's use averages and say that we have an average for a reason because most men are inside of that average, right? So if that's true, then most of the men who would be falling in these jobs are going to be within that average, Destiny. So
sure, but I'm just asking if we run this all the way back. So any man that's below the average height, any man that's 5'9" or lower, their rights are also being defended by men that are.
Because there's more. Anonymous, who do you think watches Destiny? Like who? And who gives this idiot money? Who donates to this moron? Who?
6'2" and taller.
Well, no, that wouldn't be a direct correlate for equalization.
Anonymous, what were you saying, bud? Oops.
Because men who are 6 foot, there's far fewer of them than men who are in the average aggregate. So therefore, the force equalization is different. However, if you're looking at the force differential from men to women, the average is so lopsided that even weak men can generally defend themselves fairly well against strong women.
If you want to do force equalization there, then shouldn't we be looking at people that prefer a heavily patriarchal society versus people that prefer a more egalitarian one? And the force equalization for women on the egalitarian one would be probably that most men would side with that over the ones that want the heavily patriarchal one?
Yeah, but that would go with my point, which is that men are the ones who are the rights givers.
But men aren't just the rights givers there because a coalition of five...
Guys, come on.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, men, it's not just men who are the rights givers. Is that not one of the dumbest statements that you've ever heard? Come on, man.
5'9" and shorter men with women are probably going to defend rights more than a coalition of 6 foot plus alpha
But
men.
the distinction there is that you and you said it yourself, it would be a coalition of men and women, but it'll never be women. So it'll always
and
have
it'll
to
never
be
be
men.
5'8" and lower men, I don't think.
No,
right?
it will always be. The default will always go to men. Men can always enforce their rights
Okay, so
collectively.
you just
and
want to
women
arbitrarily
cannot.
cut it off at just men, but not go into any of the delineations.
I just went
within
into
groups of
every
men or the-
delineation with you. Which one would you like to go into?
I mean, I already said it. I think that you could argue that like taller men are the ones that run society, and shorter men only exist in society essentially at the behest of larger men. Basically.
Yeah, but we just covered this. That's true. You could say that, but if you're looking at an average, then you're saying that the men who are outside of the average are fewer in number than the men who are in the average. So they're outnumbered. So I don't know what your point is.
I mean, it could be the slightly taller men could probably take on 1.5 shorter men. I'm sure we could find some average where 30% of men in society.
Guys, here. Let's see here. Anonymous, your devices aren't connected, dude. That's here. Let's take a little pit stop here, guys, because this is a good refutation of communism. Because we all know that these communists are on the rise. Guys, watch this. Look at this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second.
Whenever I've talked to these people, the Ash Sarkars of the world, about this issue, I've always discovered that they haven't really thought very carefully about it at all. For example, I remember having a debate with Ash on the moral maze, in which we were talking about, she said, well, if you have a fridge full of food, is it not the government's job to make you give that food to the homeless and the poor?
Look at that.
And I said to her, do you have a front door in your house? She said, yes. And I said, well, shouldn't the government put loads of homeless people in your house in violation of that?
Right, guys? Right?
And they just, I don't think it registers. They just haven't thought it through, because this isn't something where they've thought constructively about the solution that they're aiming for. They see a problem, which is inequality, people suffering, and they go, well, we must solve this. How do we solve this? Well, other people have more, therefore they have to give it, and they don't think about it more than that.
Exactly, and that's the problem with socialism. Instead of working to have your own stuff, you just want to take it from other people.
Margaret Thatcher said it best. You know, what's her quote? You guess what? You always run out of other people's money.
Thank you. Yep, that's true. Absolute. A friend of mine's like, billionaires should be illegal. It's like, wait, what? So if a person makes $999,999,999.99, every dollar that they make after that should just be given to other people?
Like, I don't even care about billionaires. Like,
I don't even. Thank you, guys. Put a 1 if you agree. That one of the most beta things that you can do is pocket watch another dude.
Beta,
guys. If Elon gets another billion, that has nothing to do with me getting my money. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? It's just such a friggin' just feminine way to think.
I think we are pretending that this is a coherent political philosophy that has tangible, practical, real world applications that have been explored and thought about. I don't think that's the case at all. I think this is pure ideology.
Yeah, and Marx very obviously made no effort to think about what it would actually consist of. In fact, avoided doing that. But he assumed. I mean, it is extraordinary when you think of a large part of human history in the 20th century was given over to experimenting with communism, and nobody had thought through what it might be like or whether it would actually work.
Facts, right, guys? Absolute facts.
And no one taught it in school either. No. Everyone always talks about the bad people in Germany. No one ever talks about the bad people in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, no one. And guys, I don't know if you know this, but the Soviets and all of these communists, they killed way more people than the bad Germans. Way more people.
Yeah. Yep. That's like they don't talk about, guys. Once again, I've said it. One of the biggest colonizations on planet Earth has been the Arab colonization of all the way from Morocco down into Africa, all the way to Azerbaijan.
Yep.
Guys, think about the size of that. Egypt, Chechnya, Armenia, all that stuff, all the way to Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, parts of China, Indonesia. You know what I'm saying?
India.
Yeah. Yep. Pakistan.
70%.
And it's still
just like
men.
nobody looks at.
And it's
Yeah,
still
I think
men.
Sure.
That's the
Yeah,
point.
it is.
Poor Destiny is just trying to make a point. And Andrew Wilson's, I mean, like, all he's saying is that it's reliant on men to enforce anything. It's always been that way. Like, who's the police? Who's the army? Who's the this? And Destiny's points of what the taller ones are the ones who are going to rule everyone else. Really? Like, go look at the military and look at the special forces. Go look at the baddest dudes in there. They're not 6'2" giants or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go.
Guys, even bodybuilders, most bodybuilders who've won Mr. Olympia are like 5'11". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
It's
Ronnie Coleman, he was one of the taller guys. He was like 6'1". Arnold was like maybe 6 foot, but most of these guys are 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". What are you talking about?
Like when I went to clubs in the UK, like they always had like the big, massive guy who was like 6'8", but then there was always a couple of guys that were like 6'7". They were the ones that you needed to watch out for because they were usually like Red Berets, or something like all these bouncers. Like, you don't want to mess with people like that.
But the perfect height to do most sports is like 5'11".
Yeah.
To
if you're a big guy and you're being shot
soccer,
at,
yeah. But if you're like, it's easier to hurt your back, your knees, because I'm 6'3". You know what I'm saying? My lower back is bad from stuff. But like, if you're 5'11", I would say that's perfect. If you want to play football, soccer, run track, swim, even basketball, you have guys that are 5'11" who can dunk.
I'm 5'9", so yeah.
Well, you got to fight off all those B-dubs when you're towing away their Ultimas.
On a 2-week-long mission, Wayne comes to try Destiny just thing, but it's just
go back
guys,
on.
Thanks for being here on a Friday, guys. Guys, thanks for what are we at now? Thanks for man, guys. We're almost at 24K, man. So guys, this thing is moving. This thing is doing good, man. So guys, once again, once we hit like October, November, December, you're gonna see a huge influx because it's the winter time. No one's going anywhere. It's cold, So
just the fact that it's like the man thing. But again, and to go very broad, because now I feel like we kind of see how ridiculous the argument.
The scariest dudes on planet Earth are Samoans. I don't care what anyone says, dude. Those guys are 6'5", 300 pounds. They can slam dunk basketballs. They're so fast, dude. Guys, man, I went to high school with Samoans, dude, and they hit like a truck.
They're so weird though, like because they're islanders, right? And like they're so big.
Yeah.
It's so weird because you look at every other island nation, like the people are usually like quite small.
No, not island nation meaning like
well, you look at like
England.
Japan, the UK,
like UK, but you look at like Tonga, Fiji, Hawaii, Samoa.
Yeah, they're all like the classic islanders. Yeah.
I can tell you though that
it must be where it's so warm and like there's just like food everywhere.
Yeah, I can tell you, man. These the Jamaicans, Dominicans, Haitians, they have good food. So Samoans, they're happy people, good music. You Brits, man, I don't know how you.
Dude, we're like licking like mold off a rock. Like it's like how the heck. This is so annoying. Like we just like starving over like some rotten potatoes.
Dude, the war is over. You know that, right? The Germans aren't bombing you. You guys don't have to eat this crap anymore.
I know. It's as is tradition.
There was a Reddit thread, and this guy was like, "I was so poor that I had to put beans on toast.
Oh, that's delicious. What are you talking
And this
about?
guy was like, "Hey, what's wrong with that? I'm British." Dude's like, "Dude, I live in Texas. It's not a flex where I live."
We are a simple people.
Oh, man.
And isn't just like saying just men, just men, just
I
men.
haven't
Like,
heard you refute it.
Broadly speaking, right, it's hard to refute because it's almost unfalsifiable because you're talking about half the population of the planet, right? Like, how am I supposed to refute that men
You
are
could-
important
well,
in guarding
here, I
rights?
can
There
give
are
you
no
some
countries.
ways- I
There
can
are
give you
no
some ways you can
countries. There are
refute
no
it.
countries that exist without men. But when I try to think of like, well, what's the refutation of this? Here would be an interesting thing. Do the countries with the strongest men have the most rights? Not really, no. In fact, just the opposite. I remember hearing so many jokes about how because Russia is so masculine and manly that all the trans Ukrainian soldiers were going to be getting murdered by the brave Russian soldiers. And here we've got drone operators, tossing grenades on Russian troops blowing themselves, right? So it doesn't seem to be the case that like just strong men
wait
are
a
the
second.
predictor of rights.
So
in
hang
any
on, wait a
country.
second.
Go for it.
So men can take your rights away in those other countries too?
No, not just men. Those countries can take your rights away. You need a whole
Using the
institution.
enforcement arm of who? Which sex do you think's the enforcement arm?
Countries are power.
Now, Anonymous, what question did he just ask Destiny?
Well, he just asked it like, who's doing it?
Yes, who's the enforcement arm? And that's men.
Men, yeah. Dude, it's been happening since like 1,000 years ago when like the Romans were around.
Yeah, well, no.
What are you talking about?
This has been going on since the Babylonian days and since human
Yeah,
beings
even before
we're in caves. Men had the spears and would fight off other men. That's just how it works.
By men and women. When the Soviet Union beat
is the enforcement
Nazi
arm?
Germany, when the Soviet, it's not just about the enforcement arm. Who's giving them the arms to enforce?
Usually other men.
Who manufactures the guns? Who
The men.
manufactures?
Do you
Okay,
think that
so
there's
when-
female gun makers all over the world or what?
Yeah,
bro?
who do you think was working production in World War II when all of our men were going overseas?
They weren't designing the guns. They were literally on an assembly line putting a fucking screw in a fucking piece of metal. They weren't designing weapons. What world do
That's
you live
great.
in?
And at the end of the day, both jobs matter. You could be the best.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
Who is this clown, man?
That's Destiny, man. And he
This
got
is-
demonetized.
I saw a thing with Ben Shapiro where he said, guys, just because you can put a piece of lead in a piece of wood and make a pencil doesn't mean that you have to earn the same amount of person who designed the pencil.
For sure.
It's ridiculous, like the way this like.
Well, you'll end up like Klitschnikov, right? Where guys, he made the generational weapon of mass destruction, and that's the Klitschnikov rifle.
Yeah,
That thing has deleted more people than anything else.
That comes up in that movie, Lord of War, with Stage.
Yeah,
great movie. Yeah, it's
Do you guys know how that guy finally got rich, Klitschnikov?
No, I actually don't.
When the wall went down and capitalism came to Russia, he made vodka with his name on it. And he was like 75 and he was finally a millionaire.
Engineering the world, you're really building your shit. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, that's
right?
nice. Women can be a labor force if men allow them to. That's
Sure.
fantastic.
And what I'm saying, you can say if men allow it, I don't want to say it or whatever, but the reality is at the end of the day, it's not just men, right? You need both halves of society working together to actually fucking accomplish anything.
So
there is no society.
No, you don't.
You're smuggling in just men again. You're smuggling in just men. What I'm saying to you specifically is that men are the enforcement arm, and nobody's building shit if men say no. That's what I'm saying. Women aren't going to be able to go to men and say, no, you know what? We're going to do it anyway if men don't want them to, Destiny. That's the distinction.
Well, I disagree with what you're saying
because you are an absolute dunderhead.
Yeah. Go to Afghanistan with the Taliban and see if you can actually do anything.
Yeah.
You think there's a bunch of women could have picked up guns when Joe Biden cowardly got everyone
Not
out.
just that. Hey, Anonymous. Remember we had talked about after World War II, Russia was like down to like 30% men or like 35% men.
Yeah.
Germany was down to like 42% men. So
Yeah.
so the majority of the populations in both were women, and they couldn't do a goddamn thing about it. They couldn't do anything. What are they gonna do? Sharpen their friggin' rolling pins and go out there? No. That's just how it works.
It sounds like it's on.
Hmm?
No, I was gonna say like because they're talking about inventions, right? Like genuinely, like I may be ignorant. I can't think of an invention that like a famous woman, apart from like Madame Curie, is like the only person I can think of like an invention.
Well, they always try and say that some chick invented the internet, but guys,
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
come on, dude.
I thought it was a
come
Scotsman.
on.
I thought a Scotsman
I don't
invented
know,
the
dude.
internet. Yeah.
I don't know. Ridiculous.
Stupid.
So
Sounds great on paper, but if we again look at the stats right now, the suicide rates are up. Men are dying. Men aren't going to school. They've dropped out of school during COVID.
Yeah, but hold on, Angela. The point of the
7.2
patriarchy
go
wasn't
ahead.
to just do the point of the what do you say in the patriarchy? It wasn't that all men do better. Because I've heard this argument before. Yes, men are going to commit suicide more because there's men at the bottom of society that are not benefiting from this patriarchy. Right? Does that make sense? So I've heard the argument before, but like the idea that men are suffering isn't really the reason why the patriarchy isn't working. It's like the point he's trying to make is Andrew's guys, tell me if I'm wrong here. Andrew's trying to say that the foundation of society, there are men who have to enforce and to take certain jobs that have to do with military, law enforcement, etc. And what Destiny is saying is that while that is a part of society and probably a more important part of society in the past, today it's a less important society because we have technology, because we have, someone who's a computer programmer, doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman, people can be successful entrepreneurs and be men or
yes, but force is dominated by men
or women. And I totally understand both parts of those. But my issue, the initial thing that I was saying before was that,
and this is why them bringing up Afghanistan is not like talk about Afghanistan. This just happened like 3 years ago. All the men with guns who wanted women to have rights left, and then the men who decided that women shouldn't have rights
they stayed and were like, no, you're not having it.
Yeah.
Because men are more aggressive, they're going to fill more parts of more parts of that society, being entrepreneurs, being CEOs of companies, being in the U.S. military, being bodyguards, and stuff like that. So,
I think that.
Go ahead, Angela. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, I hear everything you guys are saying, but this all sounds like it's just like labor force jobs. But meanwhile, like the society is thriving off of multiple things that doesn't require you to just be like a fucking barbarian. So I don't understand why we continue to go back to the state of mind.
Because both things are important. Because both
things are important, but it's completely just highlighted the fact that it's only men. But if you really look at it, women are thriving in it. Women are working more. 7.2 million men aren't working. So what are those men doing that they're contributing to the patriarchy that's so important that men can't enforce those guys who aren't working, who aren't doing shit? So I'm confused.
Wait a second. Women are only able to work in modernity the way that they are because men maintain the entirety of the infrastructure inside of every single nation on the planet. Women do not maintain infrastructure. Their top jobs are teaching, serving, things like this. They don't work in infrastructure. They don't work in paving the roads. They don't work with the air conditioners. They don't work with the electricity. They don't work with any of these things. At a very low scale, do they work in any of these industries? The scales are so lopsided that you almost can just take the women out because they're so irrelevant to most of these industries.
That's true. There you
so
go.
the thing is I got to ask you, like you say, women are doing all these great things. It's like they're all enabled by the patriarchal system, which literally has men competing with men, which we're supposed to be doing, and we love to do that for status, for all of these different things. But the entirety of the world that you live in currently, that women are thriving in, all of it is maintained by men, and very little of it is maintained by women.
Thank you very much for that. That's true.
Do you think that in a society without men, women couldn't do these things?
Yes.
Like you're picking
Yes.
the most, not to
Yes.
sound mean, but
Yes,
like
I
you're
think they
picking like the
couldn't.
bottom.
Yes.
These are the bottom men of society. These are the not to be mean.
You guys hear that?
Dude,
You
I
hear that, guys? You hear
am
that?
so insulted.
Hey, Anonymous, you're a bottom man in society.
Dude,
did you know that?
I am so insulted by like AJ. Like I'm not a millionaire or anything, but dude, I earned $500 today, right? And that might not seem like a lot of money to like people like Destiny, which like to be fair, it's like when you make money, right? It's like if you can come up with a way to make money where other people generate money for you, that's like the cheat code to like actually being a millionaire.
But it's not just about money, Anonymous. If you didn't do your job, like if there's an accident and you didn't clear it with your tow truck, people couldn't get to work.
Dude, like where I live, especially, like if that happened, like the whole city would come to a standstill.
Yeah, you have to do your job or society is cooked.
And no one, that's the thing though, is what's amazing about men is that they will go out and do their jobs even though they don't get any appreciation from anyone.
Yeah.
And women, they complain when like they just complain all the time when no one gives them recognition. Men don't need recognition. They know they're doing a good job. And it's like especially like these soy boy destiny types. Like just like this disparagement for the people at the lower end of society. Most people on the lower end of society are actually pretty happy where they are if they contribute. You know, and I bet you that dude's miserable.
Yep.
Bottom of the
electricians are the bottom of society. That's interesting.
And see, this is the thing with leftists, like Destiny and this other chick over here. They think that everything was built on a system. You can't take out the foundations that held it up all along just because we have technology and this and that. Women like this are so entitled, they don't understand everything that keeps the lights on, that keeps the gas flowing, the oil flowing. Look, at a certain point, when we covered all of the basics, that's when we had an explosion in all sorts of other services and all sorts of other jobs. But that was only because men, like Andrew Wilson pointed out, were the ones keeping everything up. So that's the foundation, and everything is built on top of that. But you could knock that stuff off the top and still have a society running. You couldn't take out the bottom.
Yeah.
Because the top would just implode on itself.
Yep. And guys, once again, people worry about the glass ceiling. But guys, there's a glass cellar that all these chicks don't look in, where they're standing on the shoulders of all these men. And guys, it's gotten so bad that not only are they standing on the shoulders of the men, they'll drop trout and piss on them and then wonder why men are walking away. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
And that's huge problems.
Guys, guys, so Destiny's cooked. We have to laugh. Right? Hey guys, let's switch gears here really, really fast. Because here we go, guys. Let's do this, right?
That's the sound of the police.
Guys, thanks for being here on a Friday. Let me change up the old ambiance here. Hey guys, we will go over Dawn Lesbian getting cooked on Piers Morgan, because that was pretty fun.
Oh, was he on Piers Morgan?
Yeah. Guys, here we go. Yeah, let's go, dude. Mad Max and this bad boy. That's a good pit maneuver.
Yeah, right there.
See? And then Anonymous comes in after
Scoops
after this whole part.
Go out the other side. Hey, go out the other side. Go out the other side.
My pet or someone take it.
No, the so-called.
No swing.
Are you guys shocked?
Face the car. Face the car.
Never hit me in my life.
What happened?
The circle of the car. Like whenever I tried to
The circle of the car?
No, like whenever I tried to.
one time.
AJ.
Do you realize that you're going the wrong way?
Dude, blue hair, the septum ring.
Yeah.
She's ambiguously like whatever race she's supposed to be. I can't even tell. And just like leopards. I think I saw like leopard skin dress or something. Like literally, she's a car crash.
Hey guys, she was driving the wrong way on the highway. That's why they had to chase her.
Drunk.
Driving the wrong way.
Yeah.
On this interstate?
Yeah. Do you see all these lights coming?
On this interstate? on this interstate, right?
You stupid woman.
Coming towards us? Look
Yeah,
straight ahead.
No, I do.
Right.
Babe, I do.
So you're
No, I
going
promise
you're
I
going
do.
the wrong way on the interstate.
No. No.
Yes, you are. That's why I read you. Yes,
This car?
you were
Are you
going the
serious?
wrong way.
My husband's walking me or driving me home. It's just
What do you
really
mean? You were driving home.
Dante said antidepressant Alice. Let's go. Dude. Let's go. Guys, she said
And I'm just trying to tell you that I have mental health issues. I'm extremely distraught. I feel like my whole life is ending. No, he's driving us home.
You were just driving.
No. I was driving. I was like, I was in the passenger seat.
Is there anyone else in that car?
No, yeah.
Yeah, there's no one else in the car.
No, okay, maybe not that specific clear, but there was like me and my husband were in one car. We are not in that clearing car. We are.
Look at this guy. He's like, God damn, what am I even doing
yeah.
here?
This is fine, yeah.
All the way down there. He's driving us home. We are like saving at one bar for me to just talk to him, and then we're going to the spooky sea where we were. Okay.
Okay.
All right, what are we thinking? What do you want to do with me tonight? Be honest.
Let me ask you a question. How many drinks have you had tonight?
I've had two.
Of course, guys. We knew she was gonna say two, right? We knew she was gonna say two. Because guys,
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. Yeah, and they're right there on the seat. Two bars that I've been to tonight that I've had a full drink at. Like I had one full drink at my house, and I had 2 drinks at the bar. Yeah.
So
okay,
3.
So at Parkfield sobriety, I'd like to check your eyes. Okay.
Why?
Okay, turn
Other than protocol.
I just don't want the interstate to bother you. So with your feet together and then your hands by your side, touching your thigh. Contact.
I'm wearing glasses, but I don't have them with me right now.
No contact.
I'm not driving home.
Drunk as a skunk.
Yeah.
No glasses on. Looking like this. Strike 3, you're out, right?
So I don't have my glasses with me.
Okay. You have any questions about it? Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions and you understand the instructions, you can begin whenever you're ready. 6 to 6 foot vertical.
Oh man.
Hands by your side.
Cooked.
Done? Okay. Here, come right back over here for me.
Stupid ass. Look at that, guys.
I think the cop needs a translation.
Oh yeah, but first.
Yeah.
It's time! Guys, how did we not hear the earth rumble as this ponytail patrol came waddling up? Look at this chick.
Okay, so you are being placed under arrest for DUI.
What a mess. What an absolute mess. Hold on, guys. There's one more we'll do, and then we'll set this bad boy down. Hold on. This was the chick who burned her boyfriend's house down.
Oh man.
This is a ponytail patrol. Here we go, guys. A B-dub who won't get out of the car.
Classic.
Let's just get out the race car, guys, because we're gonna need this. Oh, your microphone's acting up. Anonymous, you cut out.
I'll let you do that, AJ.
Here we go.
And close the door, please. Ma'am, thank you. Listen to me. No, you're getting out of the car now, or we're getting you out forcefully. Don't touch me. Don't.
On September 17th, 2022, an officer with the Edmond Police Department in Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, Florida,
conducted a traffic stop on a white vehicle after noticing it speeding and weaving through traffic. Here's what unfolded next.
evening. Hi. I stopped you for a couple of reasons, okay? So you were all over the road. At one point, you were straddling the lanes, and you switched lanes without signaling, and then whenever you made it over here to the 30-mile-per-hour zone, you were still going over 50 miles an hour.
Look
okay?
at that, guys.
You have your driver's license and proof of insurance? Okay, well, I smell alcohol coming from the car. How much did you have to drink? Okay.
Does she not have her insurance either?
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
You want to be truthful, or you want to step out of the car so we can run some tests? Or...
I'm not going to step out the car.
Of course you're not.
Okay,
No.
well, right now I do believe you are under the influence, and I'd really like for you to step out of the car so I can just...
I understand what you would like.
Okay, asking you to step out of the car is a lawful order, okay? Right now, I need for you to step out of the car.
I'm not opening that door for him, so...
That's a female. Step out of the car.
For what?
I believe you are intoxicated, and I need you to step out of the car so that I could assess you.
Then close the door, please.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
Listen to me. No, you're getting out of the car now, or we're getting you out forcefully.
Okay,
Either-
well, you're gonna get me out forcefully because I told you don't touch me. Don't.
By the way, guys.
It's time!
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. No. Get out of the car. Don't come here. You don't know me.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. He hit him with the rock bottom, dude. Let's go.
There's that force doctrine.
For what?
Say again?
There's that force doctrine in action,
Thank you.
guys.
Guys, what do I always say about the ponytail patrol?
Useless.
Useless.
You're under arrest.
For what?
You're under arrest.
For what? Tell me what?
Resisting DUI and
Get
assault
on your
battery.
face.
Please.
No. Get on your face. No, I'm not getting on my face. Back up. Ma'am, I will get on the
No,
lower back.
get on your stomach now.
Your arms. Get on your belly and get your hands.
Get on your stomach.
Okay.
We're fighting. We're trying to get one.
I don't give a fuck what I'm fighting for. Like, yeah, I was trying to get black people. I asked you to get out of the car. No,
Bring your hands now.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Stop. 41 county and then I'm on traffic at Full Train and 15 Bishop.
Give him your arm. Stop fighting. You did me bad. You did me bad.
I told you many times.
Give me a
I told you many times.
Give me a lawyer.
I told you many times.
No,
Get
you
out of the car.
didn't. No, you didn't.
And you assaulted my
No,
officer.
you didn't. No, I
You
did.
did.
No,
Yes,
I
you did.
didn't. You punched me in the... We're not arguing. I told you to get out of the car. You got me. Quiet. We're not pinching.
We told you to get out of the
I told you
car.
to get out. I said if you don't get out, I will have to get you out. I did not hear that. You didn't. I
You
know.
reek of alcohol.
Whatever. I don't give...
Clearly not.
Don't grab me. Don't grab me.
Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Are you done? Are you done?
Do you want to lose your job?
We're not losing our job. You're going to jail.
Because you're breaking my arm. You hit me in the face. You grabbed my neck. You grabbed my shirt.
You're clawing my arms and you refuse
Ma'am.
to settle down.
You pulled me out the car. Exactly.
You refuse to get out of the
We told
car.
you to get out. No, you did multiple times. We are not going to argue. We are not going to sit here and wait. You're hurting my arm. Are you done? Are you're done hurting
Are
my
you
arm?
done
Are you
resisting?
done hurting my arm?
Are you done
Are
resisting?
you done hurting my arm? Because you hurt my arm. Ow!
Hey AJ.
Wait, can you be gentle?
Is this black fatigue that I keep?
Oh yeah,
talking about?
dude, man. I think all of us. Well, I actually think it's more B-dub fatigue than anything else.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know, Nug Nug kind of stays in the hood. it's really easy to
Yeah,
avoid
you're right.
murder.
Yeah, I don't really see.
You know?
Yeah, I don't really see like guys like doing.
Yeah,
stupid,
but B
basically,
does, man. Ugh.
they'll be shot. Basically, like
Yeah.
again, this is female privilege, not being
Yeah,
shot.
it's true.
Yeah. I wish you would be too.
No, back. Can you just back up for a moment?
Yeah. Face the car. Hey, face the car. Widen your stance. I have to cut you for weapons. Do you have anything illegal that's going to hurt me?
No!
That's a simple yes.
Y'all always do this to black people, bro. I
Get away from the car.
I hate being a black in this.
Hey, I am trying, ma'am. I'm trying to make sure you don't have any weapons. I don't. Then listen to me, okay? Look, we just had a fight.
Bro,
hey,
you just hurt my arm, man.
You hurt me.
How am I supposed to feel?
Stop talking. You not shut up. Be quiet. I'm not gonna shut up. Stop. I'm not gonna shut up. I'm trying to explain everything to you. You hit me in the face. You grabbed my neck. I am trying to be nice. Make sure you don't have weapons on you.
I don't have any weapons on me. Back up. You grabbed me out the car unlawfully. Can you be gentle?
Get in the car.
Can you be gentle? Can y'all
get in the car?
I'm gonna pull you from the other side if you don't get in.
No. Can y'all
get in? We don't want to have to pull you. I'm
Ma'am.
giving you chances.
Also, what's
your phone number?
She got me back here.
What's your phone number? I need it. Do you want to be able to get your car? I have to have your phone number so you can get your car at a later time.
I feel like y'all profiling me.
Ma'am,
Oh,
The lie
my
detector
God.
determined that was a lie.
I want you to be able to get your car back at a later time.
Blah blah blah. She's a B dub.
Calm about it. I'm a black female.
After
That happened to me once, AJ.
Oh, really?
Dude, like I get sent to a call where I'm like, there's someone illegally parked, right? They're in like a doctor's space, and I get there and I'm hooking up the car, right? And then a guy like comes out and he's a black guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm hooking up the car. Sorry, dude, I'll give you a drop fee, right?" And then the guy says to me, "He's like, oh, is it because I'm black?" And I'm like, "Dude, how the hell could I tell?" Yeah, literally, I was like, "How the hell could I tell what race you are from your car? Is this a Chrysler 300? Like, what are you talking about? Like." You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, dude, look, I just felt the hood, and I was just like, oh, a black man.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't care. Like, just pay the drop fee. It's always, dude, it's always the stupidest people run to this excuse.
Look at this, guys.
Crazy.
So there's a train. They say that there's a crash on here somewhere.
On the track?
Was there someone on the tracks? I wonder. We couldn't even see it. Because I don't see anything.
I'm hoping they're not on the tracks.
Oh, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second.
Oh
Hold on,
my
guys. I think
goodness.
we're cooking here. Let me make this bigger. What happened?
Damn.
Did it hit a car?
Yeah, and they must have.
What the hell?
And those trains need like miles to stop.
Yeah. Damn. Whoa, guys, what happened? He said scroll back to like a minute and 30 seconds.
It looks like someone like rear-ended someone and they were on the like the track. Damn.
I mean, I saw the train hit something. I just don't see what it hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Okay, there's the train tracks.
Yeah.
What's on the train tracks? Oh, this person right here?
Who's this idiot here?
This guy? You clown! Oh, look at that!
Oh,
What are you doing? Oh, no way! No way! You see that, dude? He is dead as a duck on New Year's Eve, dude. What was he thinking? Guys, someone put Darwin Awards. Look at this, guys. Yeah, this guy's guys, look at this. There was an ambulance like right here. What was he thinking?
I hope that
Look at this guy. He even hits the thing.
Yeah, reverse.
Dang, that's how he's good. Imagine you're the paramedics, like, oh, what are you doing? Cooked. Cooked, guys, cooked. No, here's farther down. So you guys will see this coming from right here.
Engulfed in
flame. And this is coming the opposite way. So the train's coming this way now. What was he thinking?
Well, they weren't, clearly.
Never try and beat trains, ever.
No.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Great. You see where it is, AJ?
Yeah, but on this side. Cooked, guys.
Man.
Cooked. Oh, wait. It was this woman?
Oh,
man.
I'm your Rockledge community correspondent, James Sparvero. Since Monday, when I received this terrifying video of a driver going through a railroad crossing arm into the path of a Brightline train and dying when her car exploded, many continue to ask why Eleonora Mitchell did that. Her family just gave me these pictures of the 83-year-old, and they tell
Let me guess. The train was a white supremacist.
tell me she was still in great shape. In fact, they told me last Friday Eleonora was on her way to Planet Fitness, just on the other side of US 1 from Meister Boulevard.
Oh,
where
man.
she worked out all the time.
She was much active than I am. She really was.
In her Rockledge neighborhood, I also met Eleonora's close friend.
Damn, guys. Guys, you get hit by a train.
You're done.
Well, there was the one lady where the ponytail patrol put her in the back of the car, and she got hit by a train, and she lived.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
1 in a million.
Yep. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, guys. Sunday will be, I don't know, man, the 25K special. I think we'll see. You know,
that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be
depending. Awesome. So, and yeah, guys, everything's gonna keep growing. I appreciate you guys. You know, Anonymous, hit me up this weekend, and we'll talk about you being able to tell us about your trip. You know?
Oh yeah, guys, I'd love to talk about the Unite the Kingdom rally, even for a little bit. But yeah, that'd be great.
Sweet. Oh wait, hold on, guys, hold on. Wait. Don't leave yet, guys. Hold on, guys.
Dr. Karen Leader walks into our newsroom. The past week weighs heavy on her mind.
I wanted to have a chance to speak.
Yes, she has DEI on her shirt. She was the one that was placed on leave for friggin' mocking Charlie Kirk. Guys, look at this.
To my community and have them see what I'm trying to say.
Dr. Leader, an associate professor of art history, was placed on administrative leave after she shared other posts on X about Charlie Kirk. The school announced a professor was on leave, saying in part, our focus remains in our academic community's responsibility to promote civil discourse, conduct healthy debate, and treat one another with respect. Dr. Leader confirms to us the announcement was about her. Since then, she says she's gotten death threats. Her work and home addresses were leaked online, and she still fears for her and her students' safety on campus. This was the first time she left her home in nearly a week.
And I don't know if I'll go right back home after this and then stay there for another 5 days.
Dr. Leader let me see the X post that she shared, calling Kirk racist, transphobic, homophobic, and more. Dr. Leader adding her words to the posts, "This was Charlie Kirk." She tells me she has since deleted one of the posts, alleged that Kirk used a racial slur after finding out it was not true. But she's left the other posts up, wanting to start a discourse on what she calls the whitewashing of a controversial figure.
What I did is posted or reposted a lot of content that offered proof that he had said vile things.
You stupid woman!
And targeted populations and demonstrated his bigotry. And I was mostly reposting evidence.
But the discipline
I was only reposting it.
Handed down to professors doesn't appear to be partisan. 2 other FAU professors have since also been put on leave, one for their conservative-leaning social media posts, and the other for criticizing Kirk in the wake of his assassination. Dr. Kate Pollack and Dr. Rebel Cole. We also reached out to those professors asking for interviews. Dr. Cole declined, and Dr. Pollack has not responded. Dr. Leader feels all 3 now have at least this common ground.
Constitutionally, we're on the same side.
Oh, please.
Oh, get out of here.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
And so we have a collective responsibility to, force our university to follow the law. And so
you wouldn't be saying that if there's a conservative person.
if a lawsuit is the way we have to do that, I certainly would.
As far as her future with the school, Dr. Leader feels confident she will be back in the classroom, and in the meantime, offers this message to her students and the FAU community.
Last thing I want to say is to my students that I'm sorry. To all my
All right, guys. Now I'm going to shut this bad boy down. Guys, what a joke.
Yeah.
She's only sad that she got caught. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
Thanks, AJ. Bye.